And we are back here on the Analyticaliowan podcast. It is going to be Sunday, July 5th, by the time you see this on the podcast, doing a 4th of July TikTok live. Don't know what we're going to get for guests, for people in the room, but I'm going to send out some invites here and just see. See who's all out there. We're going to talk news, talk politics. John says just me and you. So far, there's only 3 of us. Let's see. Jerry's out there. I'm going to bring Jerry up. Hey, Jerry.
Hi.
Doing good. I haven't seen you on one of my panels for a while.
Right. It's been a minute. I've been like, where's Eric at?
I've been here and there. I haven't been on as many of Pamela's late night lives lately.
Yeah.
But
yeah. How you been doing? Everything
doing
going
pretty
good? Good.
Yeah. Enjoying the 4th?
Yeah, it's just another day, really. I mean, I didn't cook out nothing. It's too hot. It's been raining off and on here in Springfield, so you know.
Yeah, it's been raining
ready
here.
to get these. Yeah, I know you guys have had some storms. Uh-oh.
You rang?
Drop me.
Did you call me Eric?
Business is about to pick
Drop
up.
me.
Hey, Jerry, I was invited, sir. So
Hey. When he brought me up, it was a $50. He bring you up, it's a bad penny. So what?
he invited this bad penny,
Hey,
and I came running.
hey, I tell you what, I was about to request, and I be damned. Except.
Eric, you don't have any screaming and all that old crap on your lives, do you?
Depends. No, but I do keep the magas at bay, you know.
There we go. So, how was your 4th, Mr. Eric, Mr. White?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Didn't do a whole lot. I'm hearing a lot of fireworks going off outside, though.
Yeah,
It's still going strong here.
Yeah, we got a thunderstorm, severe storm, and they don't care. They're out there just lighting them.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw you guys had a bad storm. Bad
Yeah.
storm. Wrigley
it's
Field
still-
is under a fog watch. I mean, a fog warning right now. They delayed the game because of fog.
Yeah, I was watching that.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's not one you normally hear about with baseball.
Well, Wrigley Field's known for it. Fog and frost. Snow, rain. They get all the elements in Wrigley Field.
Eric, I got a question for you since you're somewhat of a historian.
Sure thing.
What do you think about, those are fireworks. Trump saying that if you say that this land is stolen, you're a communist, and it's not true.
He's an idiot.
Yeah. He came out with that one today.
Oh, he said that today?
Yeah, he made a speech and he was saying that, hey, if he gave a whole bunch of nonsense and he basically said, hey, listen, don't let them tell you that this land is stolen land, and if you believe that, you're communist, blah, blah, blah.
He just had to mess it up.
Well, he doesn't understand what the word communism means. Most Republicans, most MAGAs don't. Not a clue. He just knows, and he remembers from the era of the Cold War that was the enemy, right? You know, they were always talked about negatively. Where'd Jerry go?
Jerry has that Trump Wi-Fi, and he drops in and out a lot.
Okay.
He'll be right back.
I just happened to look up and see he just disappeared. But no, he remembers that, like, during the Cold War, and part of this could be the dementia, that communist was the bad thing to be, right? Doesn't understand what it means, doesn't understand what socialism or what a socialist is. So when he needs an insult, that's what he goes to.
Right. He also mentioned today something about D-Day, but I can't remember what it was. But
I saw the clip. Something about if they can storm the beaches of Normandy during D-Day, he can give a speech in a with the thunderstorm.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy, I don't know, Eric. I think it's time to sit him down. I mean, I get the fact that he was talking to, Theodore Roosevelt, and it was AI, of course, but he didn't interpret it that way. He interpreted it as the same way you and I are having a civil discourse, right? Wow.
Yeah, he's every day that goes by, he is farther and farther gone. If your grandparent was talking the way he talks now, at all, you'd be talking about, is it time to put grandma or grandpa in a home?
Yeah,
In a
it's
home.
gonna
Be
take-
considered
In a home.
long-term care.
You damn right. In a home.
let's go and get those keys, Grandpa.
Yeah.
You had a
Sunny
good run.
place.
You had a good run, sir. Go ahead and hand them
Sunny
over.
place.
You'd be talking power of, with your, or if you have siblings, you'd be talking with siblings or whatever about going to the court, getting the power of attorney, taking away the checkbook, taking away the finances, and saying, it's not going to be pretty.
Bless you.
And then I got another gripe too. I'm full of gripes today. So Scott Bessent, however you want to say his name,
Yeah.
he was asked about that $2 billion or 1.2, whatever it is, that Trump received in crypto. And the reporter says, hey, we get it. You guys say that, he didn't do anything wrong. But what about the appearance? When everybody is struggling, Americans are struggling, they can't afford groceries, you cut EBT, blah, blah, blah. What do you think the appearance is? He says, well, there's nothing wrong with the appearance of it. It's all legal. It's not.
They don't understand it at all. They don't understand how it looks. They don't get it, or if they do, they are willingly lying about it to cover for Donald Trump. I mean, remember Jimmy Carter famously sold his peanut farm that he didn't even have to sign, but he didn't want there to be any sort of appearance of impropriety, and he got rid of it.
What?
And Donald Trump couldn't even put his own businesses in a blind trust.
What?
Well, didn't George W. Bush divested his oil holdings?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking to you, Eric. I was trying to parse together that comment. I can't, my brain just cannot get that one from
What?
user 2873.
Get CTT, get YM. Whoa. Whoa.
Is that a
No.
riddle? Is that a riddle?
No idea.
Okay.
That one doesn't make a lot of sense to me either.
Hey, trucker. What's this? Is that cold?
Somebody says he's made $2 billion since his inauguration. I beg to differ. I think he's made more.
No, they
Yeah.
reported 2.2. One off of the crypto, and then another billion off of different stuff.
Yeah, and he was trying to say something about Trump himself said, well, he gave away his salary, and that was I think he tried to say it was like 2 to 2.5 million, but it's really only 1.6. So he doesn't even know how to do basic math at this point.
As president, they make 1.6 million.
Roughly for average. It's like 400 or just about $400,000 a year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I didn't think they was making $1 million a year. Do you know how much
No.
JFK was making when he was president?
Not off the top of my head.
If I'm not mistaken, it was $125,000 a year.
Wow.
So
If I'm not mistaken,
about a third.
and he was about the first president to ever donate the salary to charity.
But here's my issue though. There was 3.4 billion that was mentioned before the 2 billion. So did that just disappear?
He lost it. He
I mean,
lost
he could have lost some of that wealth with the way the stock market's been so volatile.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying that. Okay, so he remember from what is that? Venezuela, right? He pocketed that allegedly. Got to put that out there because it's in some. Well, Marco Rubio said it will take 2 weeks. This was what 6 months ago. It'll take 2 weeks to get the paperwork straightened out, and then we'll transfer it back over to American Bank. Well, they haven't done that yet. And then they were bringing up some other monies that he's made, and then now they finally disclosed the $2 billion. Don't forget about the airplane, right? And the diamond ring. Now he's got some gold crusted diamond ring coming to him.
I hadn't heard about the diamond ring, but I'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, Aaron Parnas was talking about it today, and the way they did it, they put it like in a what do you call those? I don't know. Like it wasn't coming from the government, but they put it like in a pack and made it legal because government. I think they say you can only accept $400 and 400 or less as a gift, and obviously this thing is worth a lot more.
Well, if he did, that's interesting. Because most of the time, most of the gifts given to the president are viewed as property of the government, and technically property of the people. Hey, Roy.
If I'm not mistaken, last year, when he rolled out that coin, didn't it start out at $8 billion? And then it started losing and losing and losing and losing.
Almost immediately.
Yeah.
Well,
So
of course.
I think that's where that 2 billion comes into play because it started out so fast, and then they took the money out, and a lot of people lost their ass on that damn coin.
Gary, you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, it's basically what he did was a short sell. He got a whole ton of it himself. They made it public, so it had a high valuation. People started buying into it. And then he sold off all of his shares, which was the only thing keeping it afloat.
Right.
He made a fortune. It's ridiculous. This has been the most corrupt president we've ever had, which is saying something. After he is gone, we need to look into his finances, and we need to pass things to make sure stuff like this never
I
happens.
agree.
again.
I totally agree.
Hell yeah. Well, he keeps saying, well, I divested it into my corporation or whatever. Well, that's his son's, right?
Yeah, and if it was truly divested, they'd be, even if he didn't lose up or not divested, he could have put it into a blind trust where he had no say. And I'm going to pick on Jerry for a minute, but they could have put it into a thing where they picked Jerry and said, "Okay, Jerry, you're running everything for 4 years while Donald Trump's the president. You're making all the decisions, whether he makes or loses money. It's all on you." But then you're not allowed to talk to Donald about anything. That is how it should have been handled, but that is not
Exactly.
what they did.
Well, the first mistake with that is them giving it to Jerry. I would give it to a basketball over Jerry, but that's just me.
I
Well,
just picked on Jerry because he's on the panel. He was top. He's in the top box.
thank you, Eric. But let's put Trucker's name on it, and he's running into the ground. I mean,
Either way, I mean,
Say, Eric, either way, y'all stop fighting.
yeah.
Trucker, you would have probably ran it into the ground on purpose just because it's Donald.
On purpose. You would have seen a brand new AMG every day, and they would have been like, "Trucker, you okay? Yeah, no, your money's good. Yeah, your money's good." I'd be like, "Hey, Jerry, you want to go on a trip?"
Hey, did I miss something? Was I supposed to hit the button for something today?
Man, I swear. But you know what? Hopefully, well, I know they say hope is not a strategy, right? There's a video. I appealed it. And there's a Republican. They had like a private meeting. And the guy looks familiar, but I can't call his face. And he basically said, listen, are we going to continue to put all of our hopes and dreams into a half unalived person who's losing steam day after day? He's what did he say? He's not popular. He's taking us down with the ship. When are we going to jump ship and move on? The second I duetted that video, they pulled it. I was like, ain't that a...
Yeah, I mean, it sounds about right. They'd pull it saying that probably that you're bullying Donald Trump or something like that.
Yeah, but it was interesting, though, to hear him speak, right?
Isn't it funny how many times they do that, though, where they pull a video where you're commenting on, or you're just replaying their own words as they say it, you get the violation, but the original video never gets taken down.
Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, he was saying some truths, though, and I hope a lot more Republicans feel that way, especially coming into the midterms. And that's why we have these panels, right? So we can discuss it and keep up with what's going on. And it's not, in my opinion, it's not so much as a bitch fest. It's more of educating people and making sure people know, right?
Exactly. We're talking about all the things that matter. I mean, we got a lot going on, and there's a lot of bad information out there. I'm still seeing people talking about the midterms, and I was commenting and kind of arguing in the comments with somebody just the other day, talking about the midterms and us taking back the House, and they said, well, Mike Johnson's just not going to swear him in. Like, that's not how that works.
Nope, they sure don't.
Exactly.
And then they came back with this person who was kind of arguing, basically said, well, I don't even know. Is he even up for re-election? Everybody in the House is up for re-election. And then the first thing they do on January 3rd, when they reconvene Congress, is select a speaker.
Right.
It's, and then the new speaker ends up being the one to swear in the new Congress. Like, Mike Johnson will have nothing to do with it unless, for some reason, the Democrats fumble ridiculously hard and lose this election. I don't think there is any way the Republicans can win the midterms.
Well, let's talk about three things, Eric. But first thing I want to ask you, and correct me if I'm wrong, how stupid could anybody listen to Mike Johnson about him not swearing anybody in? Because their term is done January the 3rd. So if they don't have a fair election, there is no House of Representatives. The senators, the senators who did not have a re-election is the only ones that has a job.
All right.
How stupid can people be?
Right back. You guys just keep on going. I'll be right back.
All right. Jerry, I got a question for you.
Yes.
That way you can hold yours. What do you think about Kash Patel sending 280 FBI agents to investigate the election 2020? Yeah.
Again?
Yes.
No offense, but Cyclops did that again.
Cyclops did it again. Yes, sir. That just came out yesterday, I believe. I heard it.
And this is the thing. The Supreme Court needs to be stepping in on this shit. They need to. And, once again, like I still say this, if the elections goes the way that I hope it does in November, come January, Patel and all will be resigning.
I hope so. Yeah,
They will be.
Yeah, this is.
I don't think they got the heart, the guts, and the stamina to stick up with all of the investigations that's coming.
Okay, let me say it this way, and I know some people in the comments will be like, "Holy shit, trucker!" Let's just say, and I'm not saying that it was. So I'm just saying, let's just say that it was rigged and he got in. Right? That was 6 years ago. It's kind of like in football, right, where you grab a face mask and it wasn't called. The play goes on. You know what I mean? Like the game doesn't stop.
Yeah, they don't. They just talk about it the next day or that
Right.
night. They
can't
don't play the game.
even. I mean, he's president now, so what does it matter? I know it wasn't. Just I want to be clear. I know that it was not. But what is he going to?
It's nothing.
What is he going to accomplish?
It's nothing he's going to gain unless he's going to try to sue them. That's it. Because my problem with this is that election is 6 years old. He did not win. And I think this is all pacifying.
Hold on, Jerry, hold on. Hey, British John, no one said it was a play, right? I'm being serious here. I'm trying to make an example. So I didn't say it was a play. I was just giving an analogy.
But, okay. I'm back. Had to go let the dog out. She wasn't going to let me alone until I let her outside. But the whole thing they're trying to prove with the 2020 election, even like where Trucker, I agree with you. It's like a missed call in football. It's over at this point. Game's moved on. Game's over, right? We're 3 games. We're 3 games away, right? You can't go back and change it. But what you can do is what he wants to do is prove that it was rigged or stolen or cheated from him because he wants to soothe his ego. He can't accept the fact that 81 million people told him to fuck off.
Yep.
He can't accept the fact that he could have possibly been unpopular. When he comes out and he says, "Hey, I'm the most popular president ever. How many votes did I get?" It's like when he was talking to talking about AI Teddy Roosevelt. He comes out. Did you see that comment from him where he said, "Well, my sons told me don't say it. They'd say you're bragging, but don't compare how many votes you got to how many Teddy Roosevelt got." Because he wants to prove he's more popular than Teddy Roosevelt.
Yep.
He only got like 7 million votes. But he got 56% of the electoral, or 56% of the votes in that election. That's
somebody didn't love him as a child, or something.
It's all to him. It is all about being popular. It is all about.
That's it, Eric. You hit the nail on the head.
Himself.
Yep.
That he is as popular as he thinks he is. And that's why they want to, because he can't fathom a world in which he could have lost.
Yep.
And Timon says he spoke to Roosevelt. Okay. No, he was at the Roosevelt Presidential Library and Museum, and there is an AI display of Teddy Roosevelt. But he talked about it like he was talking about having a conversation with a real person. Like we are doing this live panel right now. He acted like it was a legit thing. He could not tell the difference.
Right.
If your grandparent did that, you'd be having conversations about, is it time for the nursing home? Do I need power of attorney to control your finances? Those kind of things. You would be having those conversations.
Right. And did you give money to somebody overseas? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, you gotta, now I haven't seen it personally, but I see videos on here of where they have stopped people from trying to do deposits into Bitcoin ATMs or the gift card scam or whatever, because they get a phone call and they believe it's legit. Oh, got a phone call. I got to pay this fine, or I've never been charged for. I've never been to court for, but I got to pay this fine, or I'm getting arrested tomorrow. Or my grandkid is in trouble, and I didn't even know they were out of the country. He would fall for those if he wasn't president and didn't have people around him to screen some of his stuff, and if he wasn't just in general a billionaire and an asshole. Because if they called him up and said his kids or grandkids were in trouble, unless it was Ivanka, Donald Trump would say, "Yeah, fuck off. I don't care."
Do you think, Eric, that he swears he's this popular because of his handlers are basically telling him that?
No.
I think it's a combination.
Oh, no, guys, no, that started way before. I mean, what, his first handler was Cone? And he outlived, that was, he basically outlived Cone. So, yeah, no, that ego stroking happened a while ago.
And the guy that went to prison for him helped him too.
Michael, yeah.
No. Weisenberg.
Weisenberg or whatever.
He started with the dad. Yeah, he started with the dad.
Yeah, his accountant. It started with his dad, and
he started with his dad and took over when Trump cheated his dad out of the business.
Right. This is why I'm so sad. His older brother passed away.
Man. Mm-hmm.
Well, British John is right. Nobody's telling him the truth about anything.
No.
He don't want to hear it anyway.
Well, thank you. That's what I was about to say. He doesn't want to hear the truth. I mean, during his first administration, how many? 33,000? If I had $1 for every of those 33,000 lies that he told, dude, come on. He doesn't want to hear the truth.
At this point, I take 50 cents for every one of his lies.
Thank you.
That'd be a huge help.
I need to start my Trump lie jar back up. I actually saved over $1,000 during his first administration. So,
I need to do it. It could help with my move to Florida.
hey, there may not be enough quarters in Illinois for the lies.
No, I was actually doing the nickels. I saved 1,000 in nickels, Jerry.
Damn.
So you can do it. I can tell you it can be done. I opened.
So Eric, let's talk about your state.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of YouTube videos of updates on the Senate, governor, and the House races in Iowa.
Okay, what have you heard?
Back and forth that the Democratic candidate, what's his name, Tariq?
Turek for the Senate.
Turek. Today, MS Now showed that he was a percentage behind, but the videos I watch on YouTube have him up more than that, by 5% of 5% or more, 5 points or more. So all these polls, I kind of lost faith in polls after Hillary Clinton. I ain't gonna lie to you, but the polls we all know are motivating for campaign cash, as well as to motivate people to vote.
Yes, and that motivation goes both ways. Remember, the last poll from the Des Moines Register right before the 2024 election showed Kamala Harris winning Iowa.
Yep.
And Republicans turned out and made sure that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. Yep.
So it does work both ways. Turek, I think, has got a good chance of beating Ashley Hinson. She's got a voting record in Congress right now of siding with Donald Trump, with MAGA, that she has to defend. And it's not going well. I think Rob Sand, our governor candidate, he is, from everything I am seeing, it looks like he is making tons of progress against Zach Lane. Zach Lane is a part-time Iowan. He spends about half of his time in Kansas with his family. And he even said, well, I guess I would have to move to Iowa and spend as much time as possible there if I became governor. That's not going to win over the minds and hearts of the people of Iowa, saying, well, I'm only going to be there as much as possible, not daily.
You might as well just say, I'm not here to work for you. I'm just here to get your vote.
Basically did. He basically did. And he didn't quite say those words, but I mean, if you read between the lines even a little bit,
that's what he said.
Even some of the MAGAs can figure that one out and go, wow, he's not here to work for us. And I think between Rob Sand and Josh Turek is seeming to be pretty popular. Between the two of them, I think they can flip the governor's mansion and the Senate seat. And by extension, I think they can help drag up some of the other races as well. It is very possible, I think, 2 or 3 of the Iowa House seats could flip. I have very little hope for District 4 in northwest Iowa. That has been red and Republican since the 70s, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the area that Steve King, you remember that racist asshole, came from.
Yeah.
And they kept voting him back in.
And why did they keep voting him back in? What was Steve promising to give them?
Continued racism.
Yeah. That was basically it. He's the same guy who sat there, and when they asked him about people coming to the southern border for asylum, and he said, that's not our problem. It's not our fault. It's not our fault you come from shithole countries.
Nice. Oh yeah, I remember that guy. Yes.
Oh, I got a restriction.
Uh-oh.
I got two.
It wasn't me.
No, I think it was me.
Because I didn't get anything.
I think I got it. I think it was for my comment from about Steve King with what my quoting him. I think I immediately got a flag because I no more finished saying it, and I got.
We all here love the TikTok shop, so
yes, we do love the TikTok. Oh, real quick, can I give a shout out to Miss Opti, Miss Liz, Crazy, British John? Who else am I forgetting? Oh, Matt. Yes. Hey guys. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So Matrix, I got a question for you.
I don't even have an option to appeal.
What? Wait. You're supposed to be given an option to appeal.
There isn't one.
I got 2 restrictions the other day. I didn't get an option to appeal neither.
Yeah, they took that shit away. I couldn't do it either.
Nice.
So
luckily we're only the 10 minute ones, but
yeah, you'll be all right. Matrix, I got a question for you.
Sure.
And the 36 people in the chat, please don't come for me like y'all did when I had a criticism about Jasmine Crockett. And I thought my criticism was valid. I supported her, and I support this person I'm going to talk about. Do you think it was the right time for Keisha Lance Bottom to go after Donald Trump? I think it was yesterday or today. She came out with a post. Because she's running for governor in one of the reddest states.
But if you can remember when, I'm going to call her Auntie. Remember when Auntie was mayor of Atlanta? She still went after him.
Yeah, but she had her seat. I'm just talking about the timing. You know what I mean?
I really think it's okay.
Okay,
because
good.
Really,
because I want her to win. I really do.
I do want her to win. The only place that I'm going to be honest that will most likely give her a problem is the southern Georgia area, the Augusta and below. But everything else above that, going from Atlanta all the way up to the Bear Mountain area, she's got that on lock.
Good, I love her.
She's got that on lock. And especially after the riots, if you guys can recall. It was like hearing from your aunt or an older sibling, like, if you guys don't settle your backsides down, I'm going to make sure something happens to you. And they all settled down once she came out.
Yeah,
once she spoke, that was it.
I just don't want her comments to pull out.
To affect her? Yeah.
Well, to pull out more MAGA that would not have voted until she said that. You know what I mean?
Can we be honest? The Georgia area's got, where the MAGAs are. Okay, you basically know they're basically, what is that? Lower southern below the Atlanta region going down towards the Florida border. You know where the MAGAs are.
Right.
That's
They're gonna vote the way
Marjorie
that
Taylor
they
Greene
vote.
territory.
The Marjorie Taylor Greene territory. And let's face it, Marjorie's even being chased out of her own territory right now. Okay, just for her turning. Okay, so
I
she's
just
being
know
even.
if I was her campaign manager, I'd be like, okay, Keisha, you got that one out the way.
Yep, just be quiet.
What exactly did she say?
Oh, fuck, Jerry, you think I remember a quote from this
Never
morning?
mind. All right, never mind.
Damn.
So I'm gonna pick it back off of Matrix.
Why don't you just put your microphone on mute?
Let me see. I ain't got my powers yet. Eric ain't approved me yet for my application.
Do you know what? If all of a sudden you just drop at man.
This is what I say about if she said anything concerning that. That was.
I could go get it. It was on Instagram, is where I saw.
Yeah, that's okay. No. This is my opinion. Whatever she said.
Mm-hmm.
When you send 250 FBI agents to that state, they already trying to call you, insinuate that you're crooked.
That's what it was about. I'm glad you said that. That's what it was about.
Okay. So you have to come out because once again, let's not forget what all these people for the last year and a half been asking Democrats to do, and that is to come out and say something. So she's coming out and say something. She's defending her state, and that's going to make her look strong.
No, I agree with you. I agree 100%. I was just curious to whether that would have an adverse effect. That's all. No, I agree with you 100%.
I don't think it's going to have an adverse effect. The state of Georgia is already tainted after, what is his name? Is it Roethlisberger? They did They did the election. They counted the elections 3 different times, and amazingly enough, all 3 times they found more votes for Uncle Joe. So, no. Right now, I think she's in good standing. She's already had a proven track record of being a good mayor. So, no. She probably had to resign because of family matters, but no, I really don't think her saying whatever she said today. No.
Well, she should do what the governor there now did when he was getting reelected. I think he said, if you guys elect me, I'll send you $250 or something like that.
Oh, Kemp lied?
Yeah.
Kemp turned around and lied? No.
Oh, a Republican lied. Go figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, imagine that, Eric.
Lies about sending out money.
Yeah. What I was going to say is the candidate who's running for the Republicans for Georgia, I can't think now who it is. But isn't their only big thing that they're endorsed by Donald Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not coming out, from what I hear from talking to Will and watching Will's videos. It sounds like all they have to run on is, I got the blessing of Daddy, and that's it.
That's it.
Oh. So they're not even saying, they're not lying to us. They're not going to lie to the people and say, well, we're not going to bring any data centers into the state. Yeah. Wow.
Well, this guy says, I'm going to be Donald Trump, but excuse me, Donald Trump light.
The frig is a Donald Trump light. What is Donald Trump like, guys?
So that would tell me, okay, so what this guy is saying is, I don't believe in everything that Donald Trump does personally, but I believe in some of it. So I'm going to bring what I believe. But Daddy did give me his blessing, by the way. That's what he's trying to say.
Is he also trying to say that he's only going to lie half the time?
Great question.
I mean, half the time is still 16,500 lies in a 4-year span.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, I think if they were really wanting to show a difference and that they were cutting it down a ways, 1% maybe?
Maybe, yeah. He's going to curtail his lying. Yes. Okay. I mean, that's what I see as Donald Trump lying. Oh, wait. He's going to curtail his lying and use the state taxpayers' money to fund any gold monuments he wants to erect.
Right. Eric, do you have your computer up?
Yeah.
Can you? I don't know if it's Aaron Parnas or whoever, but can you search that gold ring that he's getting? And wait till you see the picture of this thing. It's beautiful. It looks like a football championship ring.
Okay, so he's doing that. While Eric's doing that, you guys have heard. Well, I heard part of the stupid speech that Velveeta Voldemort spewed out today.
Look at Eric's face. He saw the ring.
Does it look like a football ring?
They say it's the size of a watch.
Damn.
Okay, wait. When you say the size of a watch, are we talking fossil watch? Are we talking Mont Blanc? Or what are we talking?
Think a Casio G-Shock and Rolex.
Oh, hell to the no!
Did you see Eric's face when he saw it?
Well, every time I try to zoom in on this stupid thing, it cuts to a frickin' ad. But the one side, it looks like it's got the American flag in gold and diamonds and everything. I can't see the other side. It's got like the seal of the United States or the presidency, one of the two, on the top, surrounded by diamonds. I mean, I bet you, I'm betting by the way this picture looks, it is probably at least 2-inch square at the top.
Would you say that it costs less than $400 or more than $400?
They valued it right about, I think they said somewhere between $49,000 and $65,000. I'm going to speak fast. The only reason I joined live because I really don't want to watch Velveeta Baltimore speak on the TV.
Right.
But it just sundown's starting to hit, so the ghetto works are going to start going off. So it's going to be very loud for me for a while. But I am here.
Going off here.
But about the watch, they did it because I forgot what country it is, but it's because Donald Trump took away their tariffs and their duties on their diamonds from that nation. So I think they said it has 1,300 diamonds, 65 rubies or sapphires, 60. It has a whole bunch of. Yeah, I saw it today too, Trucker. It's the gaudiest thing ever, and of course, by him accepting it, he said, he's going to keep it. So again, he's breaking the Hatch Act because that's one of those things that it could go to his library, but somebody else has to have it.
Not him. Another microphone.
I mean, worst case, even if they were going to send it to his library or whatever, he'd probably just pocket it. I mean, did you see him at the opening of the Teddy Roosevelt ribbon cutting? And I'm sure MAGA's going to explain it away.
But I was actually rooting for him to turn the scissors over and really shove him in hard. I mean, you got to root for the stupidity sometimes. Come on, Darwin, and all your dreams.
He's sitting there. He does the gold ribbon cutting. And he looks at the scissors. And then he's standing right there in front of everybody. He almost puts them in his pocket. Then he turns, walks like 4 steps away, and then like almost puts them in his pocket. Then he comes back, and he still has them, and then he does put them in his pocket.
Oh, just like he did the that poor soccer player's gold medal.
Yeah.
Walked away and put it in his pocket. Yeah.
Well, it was right there. Like, it wasn't even that he walked away. It was right there. Like, it was no more than 4 steps.
He literally stole the item. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, and MAGA's going to probably try to find a way to excuse it away and say, well, he just didn't know where else to put it, so he put it in his pocket so they didn't get lost or something.
So he couldn't hand them back over to the person that gave it to him?
Right. Like, the whole thing was just bizarre.
I know a guy named Sasha who knows where he could put those scissors. Just saying.
Yes.
Wow. He's a klepto. That motherfucker is a klepto.
Yeah, imagine being a billionaire, but still a klepto.
Well, I read a story. I want to say it was after the guy's medal or something else that somebody had handed him that he pocketed. He just has this thing that once he touches it, it's his. You gave it to me. It's mine. He's like the little toddler in the playground who feels that every
Conscious
toy out
choice.
there is his.
Oh, you weren't kidding, Roy, about how loud it's going to get.
Yep.
But no, that makes some sense that in his mind that, don't apologize, Roy. Don't apologize. I was being funny. But the if the minute he touches something, it's his, explains so much about what he thinks about the White House and.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, yes,
Yes.
Eric, yes.
Especially with
I
that
totally agree.
newly construction of the so-called helipad.
Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate slightly with the helipad. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I do know it was something from the articles I've read about it that it had been at least discussed in previous and other administrations because of constantly landing Marine One there. They'd at least talked about it.
Well, here's
They
why.
talked about it, but they also put into the fact that because of 9/11 and it being a no-fly zone, that was also the other side of the coin that they were juggling with. So they had decided not to really and truly instate a helipad there.
Right.
But here's their reasoning, and this is going to pain me to say it. Jesus Christ. I could halfway agree with them. They said they've upgraded the Marine Ones to the newer model, and it has a down exhaust, and it burns the grass every time it pops up. And I'm a grass man. I'm Stanley. Don't step in my yard. So if it's burning the grass, yeah, you got to fix it. But I still don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm whether I agree or not. I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate, this had been discussed previously. This wasn't like just he came out one day and said, we're doing it.
Well, he did, but I agree.
He started it. Yeah, he started it already.
Thank you, Matrix. He started it.
He started it already. It's already started.
But
it's already
I'm not saying. I'm saying that it wasn't like nobody prior to him had been discussing it.
Yeah.
They probably, when they were talking to him about it, they said, well, we've talked about maybe doing this in the thing, and that's what gave him the idea. And then he said, yeah, let's go with it.
But wouldn't he have to take down one of his flagpoles that he put up? Or no?
That I'm not sure.
I don't see any of the flagpoles down.
No, I mean, if he were to build the helipad, because he put...
Oh, no, it's already started. He's already gone ahead and started it.
No shit?
No shit. He's already gone ahead and started it.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Well, hopefully I don't have to take a trip down to D.C. because I'm not a tree hugger by any stretch of the imagination. I would chop down a bush in a heartbeat. But them cherry blossoms, he better leave those things alone.
No.
He's
You're talking
about
different.
taking down the cherry blossoms and creating a golf course.
Yeah, that's a different story.
What? Yes, sir. He's talking about taking down the cherry blossoms and creating a golf course.
Expanding a golf course, I believe.
Yeah, expanding. It's the public golf course they have now. He wants to have whatever golf course guru build it, and he wants to expand it. And part of that expansion is getting rid of that entire cherry tree orchard.
Yep.
That's insane.
Which were all gifts from Japan in
1800s or some shit like that.
Something over 200 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how much money that attracts just for the cherry blossoms alone?
He doesn't care.
No, he don't care.
It's about legacy to him.
Why can't he just take his fat ass on his airplane and go down to Mar-a-Lago and play golf?
It's not about playing golf. He can't physically play golf anymore.
He just stands there. He either stands there or sits in the golf course.
I heard that. Yep.
I don't think he plays anymore. Watching how he can't walk a straight line, how he can barely stand up on his own and everything. I don't think he physically plays golf. But to him, expanding this golf course is another legacy item. It's something they can put his name on.
Got you.
Future generations can look at and go, that's the Donald Trump golf course right over there.
He's a trademarking ass motherfucker.
He's trying to make it where like the PGA would be able to use that golf course because it's a public golf course. And there are only a few public golf courses in the United States that the PGA will actually entertain and having a golf tournament at. And so he's saying that we can do it with this one in DC, and that'll bring in money, but that'd be for one weekend. When the orchards are in blossom, it gets hundreds of thousands of people come in just to see those per every April into May. So he's just a fucking idiot.
Well, Roy, I heard people say that they will line those trees. They will chain themselves to those trees, each and every one of them.
Each and every one of them.
Oh, got another restriction. This one on Jerry.
What did I say?
What did you say?
I don't know.
Don't know. Take a lap. Don't know. Take a lap.
Something about an MF. Something I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
I'll bring
sir,
it back
maybe
up in
you
about
should be
10
reading
minutes,
off
Jerry.
of cue cards, Jerry.
Oh wow, they dropped him.
No, Eric had to. Yeah, he got to take 10 minutes.
Take 10 minutes. Otherwise, the lie gets even more restrictive.
Hang on. It just popped up. But, no, they dropped that one. But that
Okay,
other
so can
restriction
we call this?
hasn't dropped off yet. That first
Can-
one.
Can we call this weekend at Bernie's? Because where's Mitch McConnell? more importantly, where's his wife?
Okay,
she
she's
went to
in China. Yes.
Okay.
And
Within 2 days of him 2 or 3 days of him going to the hospital, he is still in the hospital, George Washington Hospital, I believe.
Yep. Yes, he is.
At least according to the reporting I've seen. And everything I have seen by medical professionals have said that people in his age bracket who were found unresponsive and CPR administered after, not immediately, but after, if they don't recover, the chances of recovery go down by every day. And he is still apparently in the ICU, from what we are hearing, and he's been in the ICU since June 14th.
well, Eric, I've got to push back on that, sir.
Okay. Did you hear something different?
I did. His staff came out today and said that he is in recovery and he's doing quite well.
Bull, because he's still in ICU.
Well, I don't. Considering they didn't update us for how long, I don't know if I believe that.
No.
Right, me either.
Are you saying that somebody in the Republican Party or their staff members would lie to us, Eric? Is that Eric? Are you telling me that?
What I saw another TikTok by somebody today, and in the comment section, I didn't know this and I have not verified it, but they said there's polling out that said if they held a special election today to fill that seat, that Charles Booker, the Democrat that is running to fill that seat in November, would probably win.
Yeah, but would he have to rerun in November, though?
Yes, he would have to
This
rerun in
is
November.
just for the term that ends January 3rd. But as I've said before, same thing about Andy Bashir having said previously that if there was a vacancy, he would just appoint a Democrat and they'd have to sue him to stop him. If he were to do that and nominate Booker, having the incumbent label on your name in the ballot in November is going to make a huge difference.
Oh, it's gold. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, and I don't know what the percentage is, but I know because I have talked to some of them myself.
Or having Grassley on your name.
Yes,
Oh my
but there are
gosh.
people who don't fully pay attention to politics, but if they see incumbent or listed on your ballot, or if they know you're the incumbent, they will vote for you, regardless of your party, regardless of who you are, because they don't follow politics close enough. So they assume, well, if you were good enough to get elected before, you might as well keep doing the job.
It's just like the Eddie Murphy movie, The Distinguished Gentleman.
Jeff Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes. um, Jack Jefferson, whichever one was, I can't remember. But yeah, Eric, I had that conversation with somebody yesterday about that incumbent thing. And they're like, because we had a discussion of, okay, so how do we get this to change? And it comes from, we have to start, bang, sorry.
No, you're good.
We had to start by getting the Democratic tsunami that we need. But then we had to start holding these people's feet to the fire, making sure that they're not taking that super PAC money, making sure they're not getting involved in shit they shouldn't get involved in, and being honest to what they said to their voters. And if they don't, we need to primary them. So that incumbent does count, but we need to start paying attention to politics. And I got to mute back up. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. We do need to hold our elected officials' feet to the fire. And primary season is the perfect time to do that. We need to do exactly that, right? Go up against, whether it's Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Grassley, any of the elected officials. If they've been in there and we don't like what they're doing, we should primary them. The problem is some of these politicians run unopposed in their primary. And sometimes it doesn't matter. And I go back to 2024. There was a primary for the 2024 election because you typically don't vote against the sitting president. When Joe Biden was on that primary ballot, he got 97% of the primary vote because the only two challengers were Marianne Williamson and RFK Jr. And RFK Jr. dropped out to be an independent after 3 primaries or so. We have to, if we don't like what they're doing, we need to primary them with decent primary challengers.
So below, Eric, you're looking at their statement today.
And if you believe that, I have a bridge that spans across from Oakland to San Francisco.
Listen, I don't believe that
I'll be
more
more than happy to. I will sell it to you at a very friends and family discount, Trucker.
Yeah, I don't believe that no farther than I can throw Jerry's ass.
Oh, and Jerry said, yeah, the representative from Minnesota challenged Biden also. Yeah, but didn't he drop out as well, Jerry, like almost right away?
I don't even remember him.
I only remember him after Jerry said it because it was a guy from Minnesota and Mike was ranting about him because of the Minnesota connection.
Wow.
That's the only reason I remember that actually did happen. Yeah, 1 or 2 primaries and he dropped out. Biden got 97% of the primary vote.
I wish you could explain this to Mama Bear one night, because last time I tried, she just looked at me and just called me an idiot because they needed to have primaries. They did. She's the sitting vice president. She had that, and I tried to explain that. And she said, them just, they could have brought Bernie back up. They could have done this. But no, they couldn't, because there was this time period. But again, that's my beautiful wife, and she thinks I'm an idiot regardless. So,
well, Eric, on the same lines, Fetterman says that if the Democratic Party continues to disavow is not real, he's going to switch his party affiliation.
Why didn't he just do it now?
Good riddance.
Yeah,
exactly.
He already is. He basically he already has. He might still have that. He already has. He's already made that choice, and that's why I believe that if you run on a party ticket and you win, and I forgot the person did like 2 days after they won their election, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and become a Republican now." That person should be disqualified and had to leave office because they basically just lied on to do everything. But the Fetterman should the people of Pennsylvania need to say, okay, not a problem. Thank you for your time and get the fuck out. And that's just the way I feel about it.
Yep. I agree with you on that, Roy.
Fetterman, I don't think gets reelected. I think he'll get primaried out if he runs for reelection in 28. And he's going to end up in the same category as a Kristen Sinema or a Joe Manchin.
My problem is look at the damage that can happen. It's kind of like right now when we look at Cassidy or what's that other senator who's.
Are you talking? That's not Bill Cassidy. Are you talking Tom Tillis, the one that's not running for re-election?
Sorry, yeah, Tom Tillis. I'm meeting for a second. Sorry for the bangs to everybody. I live in Oakland, California, and this is they start celebrating here in May, and they take it all the way through October. So in fact, we even have Dia de la Muertos. So anyway, as long as you can understand me, I'll keep going. But he'll do a lot of damage because he's a Democrat, should caucus with that side of the Senate, but he's not. He's caucusing with the Republican side, that's an extra vote that we have to try to swing, that we have to try to win.
Yes,
and that hurts. That one vote for the Senate hurts.
True.
So,
but I want to throw this out there. Even if he's voting against the Democrats, if he sides with the Democrats and stays on the Democratic side, and we only have 51 and have control of the Senate, then it doesn't matter, right? Because, yeah, sure, 50-50 votes would go to the vice president to break the tie. But that's not but if we have control, assuming it would be Chuck Schumer, then Chuck Schumer could do what John Thune or Mitch McConnell would do and control what gets brought to the floor for a vote anyway, and only bring up things that we're going to pass regardless of Fetterman. Now, we get to 52. Fetterman doesn't matter at that point. He could flip to become Republican. And we could flip the Senate. The Senate is definitely in play. Let's see if Jerry's timeout is over.
I think he's got another 32 minutes.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, it didn't pop up with a red box for bringing him back, so.
Damn.
But
I mean, welcome back, Jerry. Glad you're back, Jerry. Welcome back, Jerry.
Roy, I've been in the chat the whole time. I just want to let you know that.
The math for flipping the Senate is we need 4, maybe 5 seats. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch that are in play. Alaska, Ohio, Maine, North Carolina. I think North Carolina, out of all of them, is about the safest bet.
It's the safest one. You're right.
Texas. I think Talrico has got a good chance of beating Ken Paxton. And I think it's not going to be a thing where Talrico is going to get a lot more votes than Democrats normally get. I think Paxton's just going to get less Republican votes. That the Republicans just won't be willing to vote for Paxton.
I agree.
And Iowa's in play. And then you add in, there's a couple others that I am saying are outside chances. And that could be, depending on what happens with Mitch McConnell, Kentucky. Because if Charles Booker is right now leading in a fictitious special election poll, and I say fictitious because the special election hasn't been called, not because the poll was fictitious. But if they held a poll, said if there was a special election right now between these two, who would you vote for? And they said it could be Charles Booker. Timon, you said for some reason Alaska likes Murkowski, but it's not Murkowski's seat that is running this time. It's the other seat.
It's Sullivan.
Yeah, and it's Mary Portola, who is a very popular statewide Alaskan Democrat. So there's a chance Alaska could flip. Outside, it's not necessarily an easy chance, but you got to look at I'm looking at the candidate And it's not the more favorable of the two candidates in, if it was Murkowski, instead, I would say it'd be a little bit of a closer race, and I wouldn't be as optimistic about Pertola's chances. You got Iowa. Turek, I think, has got a really good chance of beating Ashley Hinson. But then my other outside one, you got Louisiana. I can't think of the people running in that race, but that's Bill Cassidy's seat, where MAGA they showed up to vote for Donald Trump's backed candidate and ousted the sitting senator. But this could be a situation similar to Talrico in Texas, where the Republicans might not be willing to vote for the MAGA candidate, but can't bring themselves to vote for the Democrat. So they might not vote.
I also believe that the minority vote in Louisiana is going to go up with this election in November, because they were the ones that, the 14th Amendment really affected how they did shit, and them being on the front page. And I think they're going to get that out there and say, look, we just lost all this. We have to fight to get it back now. And I'm hoping that that's going to bring out a lot more voters for the Democratic side to get those districts back.
I think
that is another good point, Roy. Another huge point. And then you add in the other outside chance, and this is another slim chance, and that is Oklahoma. I forgot about Nebraska, but Oklahoma is a very slim chance because of the way Oklahoma handles special elections to fill Senate vacancies. I can't think of the person who filled the vacancy for Markwayne Mullins, but that the person who was appointed by the governor of Oklahoma to fill that seat cannot run in November. So there is going to be, it's an open race, basically. It's the winner of the Democratic primary versus the winner of the Republican primary.
Ooh, okay.
So there's no incumbent in Oklahoma this time because they took away Markwayne Mullin. He was running until he got approved to be head of Homeland Security. There is a chance, it's an outside chance, but a chance that could make a difference and flip Oklahoma. Now that would be very big. I'm not saying it will happen, but it changes the math. Jerry says it's Alan Armstrong. Is that the Democrat?
Yeah, that's the Democrat. Yeah. And let's not forget Maine.
Oh yeah.
We're not even Timon right above you. Your last comment, he's saying that it's a little problematic with his past supremacy tattoos. Yeah, and the other stuff coming out, the other allegations, it's problematic. But
it's not more than just the tattoo.
There's also other allegations that came out. Matrix, and I don't remember all of them. Some of them were from ex-girlfriends that he dated 10 years ago. That he was more misogynistic than what he believed to be. Damn it. But it's yeah. So there is problems there, but according to the last voting and what's going on is it's kind of, he's still making that headway that he needs to make to flip that seat.
I'm leaving it alone.
Well, and here's the thing. I believe Maine has governor appointment for replacements, right? So even if Plattner is a bad candidate and he gets in, and we have to pressure him to drop out after he's sworn in, doesn't matter. The Democratic governor of Maine can just appoint a Democrat.
Yes.
Way better to deal with that on the backside and have to pressure him to resign than to deal with 6 more years of Susan Collins. Somebody who is who is constantly concerned but doesn't act on those concerns.
I agree with that.
You know,
I agree quite just as well. And Eric, so Gary, yourself, and me we didn't made that little shiny nickel bet. I don't know, 6 months, 7 months ago, and we were talking at 52, 54, or 55 seats. That's actually expanded a little bit in my eyes right now. So it's looking more like we could very well possibly get 52. So
it's all possible. And one of the things I've said about it that needs to be reminded is there's a lot of talk about the Supreme Court and whether or not Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito are going to resign. This is why we have to fight to flip the Senate. Because if we get to 52, we can block anybody from becoming a Supreme Court justice. Now, I was talking to Mike, the Rational Boomer, about it, and what I've said is we need to not pull a Mitch McConnell and just hide the vote and say, well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to hold that vote. Nope. What we need to do instead is have the vote and just keep voting those motherfuckers down. Keep saying no every single time. Embarrass the fuck out of Donald Trump. Right? That's what I think they need to do.
but that's only if they don't resign in September, which is what I'm thinking might happen.
I didn't think they're going to resign in September.
Okay, and again, we talked about this before. I'm just saying that if that possibility happens, with Mitch McConnell gone right now, we're basically 51-49. And then depending on the picks, they might be able to hold it off. But I don't know if they'll be able to hold it off until January, in my opinion.
Right. Well, they would probably try to fast track anybody through if they could. But see, I don't think the Republicans are going to want to, if they are in any sort of way strategizing with Alito and Thomas, and I'm not saying that they definitely are, but I'm throwing this out there as a possibility, mostly saying it that way for TikTok purposes, because they've already shown us tonight that they're paying attention. Mm-hmm. But if they are, you would think they would be aware of the backlash come November if Alito and or Thomas or vice versa, whichever way they go, resign in November, and that, or if they resign in September or October and they push it through, you think they would be aware of the backlash that the voters could have on the Senate and Senate Republicans. And that could push that number that we are talking about, potentially to flip control even higher. So I don't think they're going to resign ahead of November.
I don't
we have to watch out for.
I don't either.
Is if we know for sure after the November election that the Democrats are getting control of the Senate, mm-hmm. There's that November-December window where Congress isn't in session a whole lot. They're only in session like 5 weeks out of that entire 2-month span. Maybe it's 4, something like that.
Oh, well, at this point in time, you might as well say all 5 weeks because Johnson doesn't seem to be bringing them back anyway.
Well, that's for the House. I'm talking about the Senate. Mm-hmm. They both operate on their own rules, but they're only going to be in session for a couple of weeks. I'm worried that Alito and Thomas may resign in that 2-week window.
Ah, okay.
Where Donald Trump could come in, throw an appointment out there, and say, I'm putting Aileen Cannon on the Supreme Court, and have Congress come in their little bit of window they have from Election Day till the new Congress takes over on January 3rd, and say, okay, we're going to push them through, just like they did with Amy Coney Barrett and push them through in 3 weeks.
Well, Eric, okay, so the word is, or the word was, or whatever, that he was supposed to retire this Friday. So, and I've heard that through multiple sources. Don't believe it's true, but they said that they never give a date. So Monday we'll find out if this guy retired or
not. Well, what came out was supposedly they accidentally released because they got ahead of themselves. And what a lot of these news agencies do is they have copy already ready to go for major events, right? Like they already have something typed up for the latest justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson. Should she retire tomorrow, they have something ready to go for her. So they're not scrambling last minute. So when they get the word, oh, she retired, they can go and record it. They can put it to print, whatever they need to do, post it on their website almost immediately. Same thing they would, like, there's already an obituary written up for Mitch McConnell. There was years ago. There's probably one written for Chuck Grassley right now because the dude's 92 years old. You never know when that day is going to come.
Chuck said, I don't accept your obituary, sir.
Right. Chuck is busy taking Cialis.
I mean, maybe. But I don't want to think about it, but maybe.
But he still says, I reject, sir.
Yeah. But they have one written ahead just in case, right?
Okay, you reject Cialis. What about Blue Chew? I'm sorry.
But, I mean, the whole thing is the more seats we take in the Senate, right, we have to be aware of the major ramifications. If we take the Senate in November, whether that number is 51, 52, we get to 57, we get to 58. I mean, 57, 58 is going to be a tough hill to climb. That would mean, I think we would have to flip every state we've already talked about and probably one or two more that aren't even on our radar as potential.
And not lose none.
And not lose any. Now, I'm fairly confident right now that we're not going to lose any seats because so far, since Donald Trump became president, I think it's 34 or 35 elections, at least. Democrats have flipped seats. Republicans have flipped 0. They've held some, but they haven't flipped any. And I just don't see anything that is increasing that likelihood that they would end up flipping another seat for the Republicans. But the other side of that coin, every seat we gain above that 50%, assuming in 28 we keep all the seats in the Senate that are up for grabs that were democratically held in 28 as well, that puts the number we need to get past a filibuster majority that much smaller.
Well, I just Googled and they said that we're up still 6%. Now, earlier this week, they said 16%. So I don't know which one is which. I'll take the 6 over the 16 any day. Man.
I don't believe 16 at all. I would say more the 6. But the one Democrat seat that I'm really worried about more than any is Michigan. And that's because Gary Peters did not run for re-election, and they got a primary. And I forgot how many they got running. And AOC, she came and endorsed one of the candidates yesterday or Thursday. I forgot which one.
And that could be one that is trouble. But again, nationwide, Democrats have not lost any seats to Republicans since Donald Trump became president.
That's
that
true.
is and I hate to use this because we use it a lot, but it's almost unprecedented.
Yeah.
That shows how widely the population has shifted against Republicans.
Oh, yeah.
Just in this short time. I mean, we are coming up on the halfway mark of this term.
Yep.
And we're going to tell these Republicans exactly what we think of them. Mm-hmm. And I think there's going to be a lot of younger voters that they listened to us. I think what happened, and I could be wrong, but I think a lot of the younger voters heard what we said about what would happen if the Republicans got in charge and how bad it was going to be. And they said, "Oh, you guys are old. You don't know what you're talking about. It can't be that bad. You know, things weren't great under the Democrats. It's got to be better if we try the other guys." And then they did. And then they saw we were right. Well, there is a good chance that at least for some of this younger generation, they may never vote Republican again.
They shot snake eyes.
I've likened it to Herbert Hoover.
Yep.
The only Iowan who has ever been president, and his failed handling of the Great Depression. And they fumbled the Great Depression hard enough and the stock market crash hard enough. It was 20 years before Republicans had control of anything really in Washington, D.C. on a federal level. There was 1 2-year period in that 20-year span from 32 to 52 where Republicans had control of one of the 2 chambers of Congress. And that was it. Otherwise, for that entire 20-year span, Democrats had complete control. To the point where they had to actually write a constitutional amendment to say you can't keep electing the same person more than twice.
Damn.
Because FDR got elected 4 times. And he was popular enough, if he would have lived to the end of his 4th term, something tells me he probably could have run and won a 5th term.
Yeah.
He was that popular. He wasn't healthy enough to do it, but he was popular enough to do it. So,
sorry, I had to run out to the driveway. I heard, thought I heard somebody screaming, but it was like a baby fawn left from his mom. But they're reunited now and feel so good. Little Peaches and Herb, my bad. Feels so good. Dun, 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 dun.
Guys, I'm gonna call it a night. My
Matrix. Matrix, have a good
fireworks
night.
in my area have stopped because of the ordinance that they put into effect that nothing after 12 a.m.
So how did they get away with that with the entire city? Because I know that.
Oh no, I'm outside of the
Oh
DC
yeah.
limits.
That's right. You're outside. You're outside Metro. Okay.
Ours is the same. Matrix,
Yeah.
before you go, I do want to ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
How is that liberal weather treating you?
The liberal weather outside of Velveeta Voldemort actually saying he doesn't want communists in the city, despite the fact that we had some Jack Boone thugs once again actually trolling us earlier. Yeah, okay.
And they all had swamp ass.
Those
I love that.
thunderstorms. I wish those thunderstorms actually lasted a lot longer because there were several lightning strikes.
Did you see the swamp ass on all of them?
Like, there were several lightning strikes, and I was just like, "Come on, do what you need to do,
Just
Mother
one
Nature.
time.
Just one time. Just come on."
did they really set off all of the fireworks they were talking about? Like, because it
started late. It started after 11 p.m. and he was out there spouting about he doesn't want communists in the country.
Yeah, I don't even know.
We're talking about setting off like 800,000 fireworks for the 4th of July special. Did they actually set off that many?
At this point in time, that would push us past 1 a.m. And there are too many parents with little kids that are out there. So, no.
He was supposed to originally, way back when, it was supposed to be he was going to talk in the middle of the afternoon. And then they got the heat thing. So they said, we'll push him back to 6 p.m.
See, that's
and then they
why
pushed
I
him all
wanted
back
him
to
to
10
talk.
p.m. Yeah, I did too. Then they're going to push it back to 10 p.m. But then because of the thunderstorms and everything, he didn't take the stage till 11:20.
Right.
And he wanted to talk for 2 hours.
That's what he was slated. He said it was 100 and something minutes. He wanted to speak for like 107 minutes.
Yep.
He wouldn't have lasted.
How long did he speak?
I don't know.
When I came on this live, I came on just because I did not want to watch him on TV. And there's nothing really going on. So I came out here to listen to all the fireworks going off here.
Well, Lady Jane said he's sweating like a whore in church.
So that if he's still talking, I don't know how they're going to get all those fireworks lit off that they want to get lit off.
The local news networks have literally cut to other programming.
Wow.
They're not even showing the whole speech. They're cutting to other programming.
I just had some fireworks go off that were so bright and so loud, I didn't get myself muted in time. But it actually turned off my dusk to dawn sensor on my motion detector for my lights.
Wow.
Yeah. And we'll have fireworks going off until 2-3 o'clock in the morning here. They don't they don't give two shits about a city ordinance. Hopefully everybody comes home with 10 fingers tomorrow. Apparently, that might not happen, but it's just. And again, I apologize to everybody for my background noise, but I'm trying to stay mute as much as possible, but also trying to be engaged with the conversation.
Well, it's funny, and for all those people out there that do have pets that worry, this time of year because it spooks them, they have been going off here since about 6:30, and I'm staring at my dog just laying there dead asleep on the couch. Does not care. Does not care one bit.
While my dog is upstairs, my small one underneath my daughter's bed.
Yeah, she's like, whatever. Nope, don't care.
Well, so where I live in Oakland, California, I live 3.5 blocks away from the very first Hells Angels headquarters. And what they do is they rotate between their headquarters in every year. And this year they happen to be putting on a show here in Oakland. So they'll be doing it until probably at least 2 a.m. The other good thing we have is the Black Panthers are also started here in Oakland, California. So they have a big show of their own. And then you have other smaller places that have larger shows of their own. We call them the Ghetto Works. But yeah, these are... The Oakland Coliseum could put on a 30-minute display. It's nothing compared to just my own neighborhood. So.
Yeah, if I hadn't decided to do the live, I probably would have been just sitting outside watching them. But
I had to say thank you for doing the live, and I don't know how long you're going to be doing it. Hopefully, Trucker goes live after this, so I can keep doing stuff because I really don't want to go in and see anything that he had to say. I'll digest little bits and pieces tomorrow.
I'm sure there are going to be bits and pieces tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't want to get involved.
I'm sure it's going to be good.
Because I sit there and I try to fact check as he talks, and I just can't handle that today. Just trying to fact check because of all the bullshit he said yesterday in North Dakota. Just the idiocracy, the straight lies, the bullshit that he comes up with. It's fucking amazing that he still has any kind of base whatsoever. But apparently he's got over 500 because they were wearing their little Yahtzee uniforms and their little masks to get around Metro today.
The only thing that pissed me off yesterday with him was the fact that they revealed that he put his name on the $100 bill.
Well, don't forget about the Social Security card.
What? Wait, what?
Yep.
They're issuing temporary Social Security cards with Freedom 250 on it
Oh my God.
this year. For a window this year. I don't know where they're all going to be, like, if it's nationwide or what.
Just the DC area. If you apply for your application in the DC area, you will get that. And also, any child born between now and whenever their Social Security card, the Social Security card, will have the Freedom 250 emblem.
So that's everywhere.
And any new child born, if you're getting a replacement, no, a new child anywhere in the nation is going to get that Freedom 250 thing on theirs.
Exactly.
But I think
The passports are just for the DC.
But I thought I read that the Freedom 250 on the Social Security card, you could request a duplicate after next year, and it would be one without it.
Exactly.
Yes. You have to wait. You have to wait until
that would count against you for one of your replacements for your life, because you're only allowed so many replacements in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now there are some that are accepted. Like
Dude, I've had about 15 of them bitches. I don't know what the exception is, but I know I've had several.
yeah, but all yours had different numbers, and you paid different prices for them. So we understand.
Hey, all I'm saying is I've had several.
But normally you're allowed 10 in your lifetime. But like some of the exceptions would be if you've ever legally changed your name for whatever reason. If you have, like, when you get married, sometimes you take your spouse's name. Your last name now has changed. That doesn't count. There are some other cases where you can get a replacement that doesn't go against the total, but if you just said, I'm careless and I lost it, you only have a finite number to replace it with.
Okay.
At least that's the way I understand it. I could be wrong, but yeah, they're putting Freedom 250 on the Social Security thing because Freedom 250 is the emblem for the 250 celebration that was connected to Donald Trump. America 250 is the congressionally approved America's 250th celebration that was set up by Congress, and they'd been working on it for a decade, and pretty much all of it got scrapped because Donald Trump wanted to make it about himself.
And he took the money. They had $150 million allocated.
He took the money.
They ended up with $25 million. So where's the rest of it?
That's where I've said we need to do
forensic fucking audits.
A major forensic audit when Donald Trump is gone. Hell, don't even need to wait for Donald Trump to be gone. Put the Democrats back in control of both chambers of Congress. They're in charge of the purse. And they should, at least in my mind, they should have the authority to audit the checkbook effectively. If we say Congress has the power of the purse, they should have the investigative authority to make sure the money is going to what they approved it for.
And real fast, because I know Matrix is going to drop off. Matrix, the good thing about it is you can go out and instead of spending $150 for a Sharpie, you can buy a nice big black Sharpie for $4.99. And then if you get one of those $100 bills, you just cross his name out, that big black Sharpie.
Cross his name out, yes.
Yeah, just
cross his name out.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, just being honest about everything. So
it's like just cross his name out and cross the Department of Treasury's name out.
Well, the good
just in case you guys haven't heard, my VA secretary has resigned.
Really?
Really?
Get the blank out of here.
I didn't hear that.
You guys haven't heard. Yep.
When
Recently resigned.
Wow.
Under a year. Under a year.
That's your boss.
If you guys go to what is it? It's not federal news. It's military news. It'll be announced in there.
Speaking, well, that's interesting. I don't remember. Maybe I did see that, but I'm not sure. But speaking of military news, what do you guys think of the Air Force Major Jason?
Loved it, Matson or whatever.
What's his name?
Watson, yeah,
Watson,
loved it.
Watson.
Absolutely
Watson.
absolutely loved it.
So,
And I would stand with him any day.
yep. Here's my thing. Is I think he is probably going to be the catalyst for a lot of other senior members coming out and doing things. He sacrificed himself for what he believes in, and for everybody in this room, everybody on this panel.
No.
He sacrificed himself for this because he is going to be tried. He is going to be convicted under the military code of justice.
I have one question with that. And I got 4. I think Matrix. You work with the VA, but aren't you a vet as well?
No.
No, but you work with the VA. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 3 vets and somebody who works with the VA. Maybe one of you know better than me. He gets arrested by Capitol Police for what he said. But what he said is a violation of UCMJ.
I'm sorry. I got to go in the house. I'll be right back.
But
I thought he was arrested by MPs. I thought that was military code of conduct.
No, the way everything I've seen says he was arrested by Capitol Police, not the MPs.
Huh.
So if he was arrested by civilian police,
that's a slap on the wrist. Then that's not.
That doesn't mean he's not going to face MP charges later, because that could still happen.
Exactly.
But if he was arrested by Capitol Police and charged federally, that's a First Amendment violation.
Correct. That is a First Amendment violation.
That's not going to happen. He's not going to face any federal penalties. But if he was arrested by Capitol Police, everyone's talking about, well, he's going to like automatically go to Leavenworth. Wouldn't he still have to?
He's not. That doesn't automatically put him in Leavenworth. No, it doesn't.
Hey, hang on. This is I got into the conversation 2 days ago when it happened, and last night with a couple people. So he was arrested by Capitol Police for engaging in activity that you can't do unless you have a congressional member with you. He had a congressional member with him. That was the congressman out of Texas, but he left. So by him staying there with his sign doing a speech, he was arrested for basically disorderly conduct on the Capitol stairs. That is arrested by the Capitol Police. That is nothing. But what he said, and because he was in his military uniform, he will not be investigated.
The commander-in-chief.
Right. He will not be investigated by the United States Air Force. So he will actually be charged and have to go through a court-martial. And if that court-martial finds him guilty of what he did, they can do everything up to including dishonorable discharge. And I think it's 3 years imprisonment.
See, I was
will they go that far?
I don't think senior command is going to do that to him.
Yeah, fuck them. Let them do it. They've got a GoFundMe set up by Angry Army Vet already. That dude is going to be well taken care of. Fuck them.
Yeah, and I understand that. And like I said, I would stand right next to him side by side. I'm just saying that because he was active duty, because he was in his uniform, because of UCMJ Section 88 and 92, he will be tried and convicted.
Well, here's the thing, Roy. Right now, nobody gives 2 shits about any of the UCMJ, and I tell you why. Because Trump don't give 2 shits about it, right? Look at Congress. Look how they're acting. None of this is fair play right now. So our job now is not to worry about what UCMJ code he's going to be under. We need to be rallying around that dude.
But wait, how are they charging him with UCMJ when most of the JAG is already gone?
Well, they still have JAG there. Anyway, this also goes back to he was a lieutenant colonel in the United States Marine Corps. His last name was Salazar. I cannot remember his first name. When Biden had the withdrawal of Afghanistan, that was started by Trump because Trump said we'll be out by this date. And then Biden took office and we still had to be out by that date. So yeah, it was kind of a mess. this lieutenant colonel who was in the Marine Corps spoke out against Biden. He was there for, in his uniform, everything he did, the same thing this Major Watson did. He was charged, he was convicted, and he was just dishonorably discharged. And right now his job is, he works in the Pentagon right underneath Pete Hegseth as one of his liaison officers to whatever, writing your phone number on a bathroom wall or whatever it is, I'm not sure. But his name was Lieutenant Colonel Salazar, United States Marine Corps. He did the same thing that Watson did. He was tried under UCMJ. He was convicted. He was dishonorably discharged. So, but the one edge of the sword is now he works for the Secretary of Defense because he spoke out against Joe Biden. This man is speaking against Trump while Trump's still in office. They're going to throw the book at him. They're going to do whatever they can for him to dishonor him, to discredit him. But this man just sacrificed his 20-year career and everything else. His pension, his medical benefits for the rest of his life, because he's at that retirement phase. He did that for me. He did it for you.
Mm-hmm.
He did it for everybody in this room. So yes, he absolutely needs our respect. And if you can, support him with the GoFundMe page, which, again, Trucker just said, Angry Male Vet is a creator on this channel, and he has it on his page. And Just Talk 3, Just JESSTOK 3, also has the information for his. It's not GoFundMe, it's another app like that. But yeah, we need to support him.
Well, and here's the thing. People have been asking, why aren't we seeing the military saying anything? Why aren't they doing anything? This is exactly why. They say anything that what Donald Trump is doing is wrong, they're facing, loss of rank, loss of, dishonorable discharge, Leavenworth, loss of pension, all of it, everything we were just discussing, right? That's why we're not going to hear publicly a lot of active duty military speaking out against the commander in chief. They may be doing things behind the scenes that we don't see, but we won't hear them, for the most part, doing what this guy did.
Right. So let's read the room
what
on
he
this.
did.
Let's read the room on this one, right? So here's a guy, high-ranking officer in the Air Force, right? Obviously, he doesn't have a criminal record. And now he's got the backing of, let's just say, 70% of Americans. And let's just say he does face a court-martial, 3 years in jail, right? With him not having a criminal record, he probably gets 6 months house arrest. And all of his GoFundMe and whatever other source is, which would be way more than he would have gotten from his military pension anyway. So this is the one and only time I would personally take a dishonorable to stand up for our country.
Well,
And
if I'm not mistaken, though, whoever that next Democratic president is, can't they
They can reinstate him.
that?
110%.
They can reinstate him.
So
Yes, they can.
I would 100% do the same. I would have stood side by side with him.
But I'm just saying, the penalties we're hearing about what he could be facing is part of the reason why we're not publicly hearing more members of the military, more higher ranking members coming out and saying things. And it's not because they don't feel every bit like what he feels or what we feel. It's just they're looking at the ultimate of, we don't want the end up, we can't deal with the repercussions. And if too many of the high-ranking officials go because they've failed with, and they've gotten charged and convicted, etc., with the UCMJ, that just leaves the people that actually support him in place.
Bingo.
well,
So,
and this is where I'm going to agree 100%. But with Trucker, it's he still has to go to, and the way reading the room, when Trump and Hegseth brought in the entire command staff of the United States military into one room, and there's 800 officers and their E9s in there with them. They didn't look happy. So even when he goes to court martial, it's just like it's just like a civilian court where the people behind that in that jury box might say, "Nah, he's good,"
He's good. Yep. They
and
may
that
just say he's
they
good.
could do that.
I don't want to cut you off, Ward, but look at the comments that Lucky Penguin put down in the
What's
chat.
happening?
And they say that you can't violate the rules the military has set out for you that you signed, and that's what I'm saying. That, like I said, that's where it falls under the United States Code of Military Justice, Section 88, Section 92. So what he did, he could be convicted. Now, again, could he spend 3 years in jail? Yes, he could. Will he? I highly doubt it.
I doubt it.
Will
And you're missing my point. There are no rules now, right? Before there were rules. We don't have any rules now.
I disagree with that, Trucker. I still say the military has rules. The military is still going to try to conduct themselves as best to be apolitical as they can.
Roy, I'm going to
I
say
disagree with you.
no, you can disagree, but we've got Pete Hegseth as a Secretary of Defense who says we give no quarter. Come on, bro. They've got no rules now.
Well, just because I'm not a vet, I've never served, but I'm going to push back against you a little bit, Trucker. And I'm agreeing with what you say about the things Pete Hegseth may want the military to do, saying we give no quarter, and wanting to toss the rule book out the window. It doesn't mean the generals under Hegseth are going to do that.
Okay, double taps in the ocean, right? 172 kids. I mean, come on, they're doing it. That's what It's right in our face. It's right in our faces.
And as soon as that double tap happened, what happened? The admiral of SOCOM said, "I'm not going to do this. I'm not fuck that shit," and he resigned himself. In other words, and if they're not doing it, Pete Hegseth is removing them from their command position, replacing them, which means that they're resigning. So, but the military itself, I mean,
you just explained my entire point.
I have to,
I have to believe Roy, if they won't do it, he removes them. You explained my entire point, and that's not fair. We don't have any rules anymore. You can sigh all you want, but you and I both know that when that happens, the rules are gone. The rules of engagement are gone. This is BS.
You both are right though, in your own way. Trucker, the statement you made right before the last one, where we don't have no rules. That's what I agree with you on that part. But Roy is right. There's still rules in place.
I get that. There are rules in place.
We just have a lawless administration.
That's my point.
We just have a lawless administration.
I agree with all of that. I agree with you, Roy, and Matrix on that. The rules are in place, but we have a lawless administration, and that's what I'm trying to say. That's it.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to hit the hay.
Well, hey,
pleasure talking to you guys.
Tomorrow is Sunday, and if you make a fantastic dish, I want to hear about it.
You know what? I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure that out. It'll probably be something really good.
My God. I'm going live tomorrow. What time are you cooking?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Well, you fucking text me and say, Trucker, I'm cooking. And I'll go live right then on the spot.
Will do. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great morning, guys.
You too.
All right, Matrix.
All right, bye.
Happy July 5th.
Happy July 4th to you. Oh, July 5th. Yes.
Yes, it's 5th now.
Well,
I agree with Roy. I agree with Jerry. I don't like where we are, right? Everybody's talking about the rules. Well, fuck that. The rules don't apply. If I'm not mistaken, the Supreme Court just told Donald Trump that he's above Congress. He can do whatever the blank he wants to do, right? Some of these rulings that just came out. And I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah, which is why when the Democrats get control again uh, in 28, when they have a Democratic president so they can control who gets put on there, the first thing they need to do is expand the court. Go to 13.
Right.
Somebody gave us a really good example. I think that was TJ on the lives. Remember, he was talking about you have to have it as many Supreme Court justices as you do federal courts. And at the time we had 9, but now we have 13.
Yep.
So it should be 13, which I agree with.
Yep. But 13 is also the next number that would balance the court again.
What do you mean?
Well, so if let's say after January 3rd, if the Democrats have control of the Senate, okay, and Alito and Thomas resign, and they can hold those 2 seats open by continuing to vote down everybody Donald Trump appoints, they could, in the next administration, having 2 seats open, that would put it back to a 5-4 liberal majority. Okay? Gotcha. But if Alito and Thomas make it all the way till the next Democratic administration, right now we're at 6-3, to get it back to where the liberals have a 1-seat majority on the Senate, or on the Supreme Court rather, they would need a total of 7 seats. They only have 3, you need 4 more.
Got it. Okay.
So Democrats either need to remove if they could between the next 2 Senate elections get to 67 where they have enough votes to start actual impeachment proceedings and have enough votes to convict, then I say do it. If they get there, Alito, Thomas, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Barrett, John Roberts, all of them have shown from varying ways either how they got on the court or some of the rulings they made, they've all shown they need to go.
Right. And you want to know something that's ironic? We wouldn't even have these disagreements that we're having right now 4 years ago because everybody followed the rules, right? The rules of engagement, rules of Congress, all of that shit. Now they're not following the rules. Trump says, fuck them. Oh, okay. Like, the East Wing, the court told him, hey, you got to stop. And I read an article where he says, whatever. I'm going to just keep it moving. And I don't care what they say, right? We've never had an administration like this before. So my thing is all gloves are off. Well, they should be off. And I wish I was in politics right now because I would be on your screen every day punching back.
Well, and part of the reason why he says it is because what the founders initially put into place was a plan that Congress would be the one to hold the president accountable when he said to a federal judge, and maybe he didn't say it directly or in as many words, it was said to aides or whatever, but it got leaked to the press. Well, I don't care what they say, I'm going to do it anyway. The whole idea was Congress would come together, party be damned, and go, impeach that motherfucker, and out he goes. And it would have been done.
Eric, is that the first MF you've dropped on a live?
Maybe.
I love it. Sorry, Trucker had to bring it out you. My bad.
No, but I mean, seriously though, I mean, that is what they initially planned, is that that Congress would be the one to do the oversight, right? That they would hold the president accountable for following things and doing things legally. And right now, Republicans have done nothing to bolster their party. In fact, they get rid of anybody who stands against the president and try to replace them in their party with loyalists. So that check isn't there anymore. And somehow we need to go back to fixing that. But they never expected us to get to a point when either party, any party, would ever nominate a 34-time convicted felon, somebody who had incited an insurrection. They never imagined that somebody who told his followers to go down to the Capitol and fight like hell and stop the certification of an election would not only not get convicted in an impeachment trial. They didn't anticipate that. They also didn't anticipate that not only would he not get convicted, that 4 years later he would be that party's nominee to be president.
Right.
And they also didn't anticipate the American people to be dumb enough to vote for him again.
Well, that goes to the video that you sent me earlier. That video was spot on, right? With you sent me the video. What's his name? It was Jimmy Fallon and the guy from Saturday Night Live, Larry something, where they were pilgrims, and they what the hell's his name? The guy who owned Saturday Night Live, I guess, or whatever. But you sent me the video, and I was like, accurate.
Yeah, I don't remember what I sent you now. I sent out a few things today.
But it was the last one you sent me. And I was like, accurate, yeah. Because they said exactly what you just said.
Yeah, they just never expected us to ever do it.
No, the guy with the curly hair, he's kind of old. Larry Davis.
Oh,
yeah, he was.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, where they're talking and they're dressed like pilgrims and they're discussing about like, oh yeah, maybe we could we definitely wouldn't elect a 34-time convicted, and they just go on this everything against him.
That one.
You know what else is? I'm gonna wrap up here in just a minute or two, but I've seen somebody else do this. Have you ever actually read the list of grievances in the Declaration of Independence?
I have, and I actually made a Facebook post about it. I put it on here at one time with them all out there, and they are pretty much the exact same fucking grievances we have right now.
That's insane.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I think I got them saved in my notes. If you want to picture, damn it, fireworks. Sorry.
So you're saying that? Okay, let me make sure I'm following you. Grievances on the Constitution. So it's things that
This is in the Declaration.
The Declaration of Independence.
Yes, where we listed out exactly why we felt it necessary to declare independence from England and what our issues were with the king.
Got you.
And I'm going to go ahead and just read the list. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, and thus suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in legislature, a right inalienable
right
to them, formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies at places unusual, uncomfortable, and distinct from the depository of their public records, and for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions to the rights of people. He has refused for a long time, after such dissolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, and the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. Let's see. He has endeavored to prevent the population of the states for that purpose, obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of land. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and set hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has affected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to jurisdictions foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretend legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by mock trial from punishment for any murders for which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond the seas to be tried for pretend offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule of these colonies.
So you're saying they were visionaries?
It sounds like a checklist. I haven't even gotten to the end of it yet. But it's like you just go through some of the list.
They're fucking visionaries. Yeah.
And these are all things that we complained about King George.
You know, the sad part, Eric, you don't have to even finish the list because it rings true. They were visionaries.
So
Well, it just shows history is cyclical.
Right. The other thing, Trucker, is the list that I have, it breaks it down into the English that we use now, and it brings it to our time now of the things that he's done. And I will be more than happy to. I'll go ahead and take that picture and I'll put it on Facebook, or not Facebook. I'll put it on TikTok and I'll send it to you because it kind of updates the language. Because that's the other thing, you know, like while Eric was reading, it's some of their words are like, what? And something a lot of people don't know is we didn't have the English alphabet that we use in as American now didn't happen until 1940 or 1840. I'm sorry, 1840. So it was well after the start of this country. They were still writing in the language of old English. But I'll send that to you because of the grievances, they are pretty much spot the fuck on of what this tyrannical regime is trying to do now. Just like if you look at the stages of being in a cult, that's MAGA. If you look at the stages of fascism, hell, we're at 13 to 17. It's fucking amazing that they know history. They know how. They just want to use it their way.
The other thing, every year, well, actually multiple times a year, because I really like it, I watch the musical 1776. And when it comes to musicals and history, for the most part, there are some inaccuracies. But 1776 tells the story of the writing of the Declaration and adoption of the Declaration. It's really good. But at one point when they are debating the idea and the necessity for this document, John Dickinson actually says to, I believe it was John Adams. It might have been, yeah, I think it was John Adams. He goes, so you're telling me we want to write a letter explaining why our unlawful rebellion is actually a lawful one? To which Ben Franklin replies, oh, come on now. You always know that in the first person, our rebellions are always legal in the first person, such as our rebellion. It's in the third person where they are illegal, such as their rebellion. And it was a great exchange. But this document was written, and what we celebrate on the 4th of July is this document where we told the world exactly why we didn't want to be part of England anymore. What we thought were all of the problems with the crown. And now it reads like a checklist of things Donald Trump is doing, whether he realizes it or not. And I'm going to go with probably not.
Well, so, and that's what I was going to say. I actually believe that he's got staffers, Nosferatu for being one of them, who understand it, but they're trying to use it for a specific subset of our nation, and not for all. But when the founding fathers wrote that all men were created equal, they weren't considering all men at that time. They were considering white males. So, he's trying to go back to that period, in my opinion, of,
Yeah.
And it's just as I heard part of somebody's speech, and they said that that this nation was built to be a Christian nation. If you read the words, it was not. That's
No.
that's what it wasn't intended for. That it was intended to get away from the religion.
Well,
But yeah, I do believe that there are certain people that have the knowledge, but because they kiss his ass so much, he's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, because he's excuse me, because he is not smart enough to realize what is actually happening. Because his education to him was just showing up, because he was so rich he didn't have to worry about shit. He just, daddy bought you a new building, so I'm gonna graduate. That kind of shit. In my opinion. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, exactly. And he has always been a useful idiot, realistically. And that's why they elected him, because he's not bright enough to realize he's being used and they can do whatever they want to do. But on that note, I am going to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to join me, for those that joined in on the panel. I want to get this downloaded so I can get it posted over to YouTube, so it can be the podcast for Sunday. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time to join me. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you the next time I go live.
Hey, we appreciate you, Eric. Thanks for having me up.